3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, the Demonology Warlock. So many of you asking me to take a quick look at this one, so I shall oblige in kind. Now, it hasn't changed a lot, but did we expect much change? No. Mists of Pandaria brought about the huge Warlock revamp, so it wasn't surprising to see that, in fact, the old Warlock didn't get much going on for it. In fact, little fixes and tweaks here and there across the specs, but Demonology remains pretty much unchanged, is how I would say. So if you've played one before, it plays almost exactly the same, right? We're still building our demonic fury to then turn into the big demon of death and then start abusing that demonic fury in such a way that we can kick ass and take names. I think the big thing that you guys are interested in is, in fact, how the level 100 talents have altered the gameplay of the Demonology Warlock. So we're going to look at that quickly today, and then I'll throw some nice dungeon footage in at the end. So, Demonology Warlock, what the level 100 talents? The Demon Bolt, the most interesting one, we'll cover that last. Cataclysm, and of course, Demonic Servitude. Now, Cataclysm does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a 2-minute cast, a 2-second cast, 2 minutes, that would be awful. 1 minute cooldown, big AoE, and it applies corruption to everything. Yes, so freaking good, okay? That is the main aspect of it, because that generates a lot of demonic fury, which means our AoE as the Demonology Warlock has been substantially increased if those ticks go away. So if we get like some nice adds, this is generally going to be your go-to 5-man ability for sure. It's a wonderful, wonderful spell. It also is incredibly bugged, gives you a nice white box and annoys everybody in the area. Yes, everybody else can see that. And you can see it applies the corruption debuff there. So wonderful for AoE. Nothing much else to say on that. Great way of generating a lot of demonic fury to maintain AoE, to stay in metamorphosis where we can use our immolation aura and all that kind of stuff. So it's a wonderful, wonderful little spell. Really enjoy it. Now, I'm going to talk about Demonic Servitude. This is the one I've tried a couple of times, and frankly, I just do not like it. I really do not like it. It allows you to have a Doom Guard on Infernal permanently. Right? That sounds very, very exciting. And of course, Doom Guards are very cool. One of the problems of this is you cannot have your other pet, which is I was really kind of sad about, really. I would love to have had my Wrath Guard or my other pets, as well as having a Doom Guard up most of the time. The problem, of course, is that just does not happen. Your pet does disappear and you have the Doom Guard or the Infernal. Why is that boring? Why is that boring? Because Command Demon is very, very cool. I haven't seen the numbers, obviously. Nobody has. But having the ability to Wrathstorm or Fellstorm on demand in an AoE pack is actually really very fucking cool. And it can actually lead to large amounts of DPS increase. As does the ability to interrupt and whatnot with our Fell Hunters. Always cool to be able to do that. If you just want to sort of get rid of your pet, it's almost a way of Blizzard saying, don't worry about your pet. Okay, we've had things like Lone Wolf come in for the Hunters. This is a very similar sort of idea, as a Doom Guard will just stand at range and just fire off its shit, and your Infernal will just wander about smacking things, doing what it ordinarily does, and you don't have to worry about it, don't have to think about it. It's one of the most relaxing things. Controlling your pet is a more complex aspect of the game. It led to vast amounts of DPS increase over Mists of Pandaria, several bosses, Lei Shen, and of course the Eyeball, I forget his name. Those bosses took really good advantage of the abilities of a Demonology Warlock and how they could actually generate lots and lots of damage if you'd learn how to control your pet. But if you're not into that, Demonic Servitude might actually be for you, just having the permanent Doom Guard. So, Demon Bolt. This is the most interesting, and the one that will probably be the most mandatory amongst raiding Warlocks, unless you're doing AoE and therefore need Cataclysm. That's my game crashing. Don't worry about that. It tends to happen a lot whenever someone detonates mushrooms. Yes, the old mushrooms. I quite like it when they do that. Please stop detonating mushrooms on the beta. It does, in fact, disconnect absolutely everybody. So, Demon Bolt. Why is it interesting? Why is it cool? What does it do? What does it do? Demon Bolt, if I can just get rid of the shoulder bug for you. Beta is beta. And we crashed again. Setting off those wonderful, wonderful mushrooms. Demon Bolt consumes a percentage of your demonic fury. Okay? Demon Bolt consumes a percentage of your demonic fury. Now, what it does then is store that percentage. And when you drop below 40, not 40%, 40 demonic fury, you do in fact get it back. Okay, so it refunds back the demonic fury that you spent on it. So what I'm going to do here, hopefully if we don't crash, is generate some nice demonic fury. Let's just pop a Doom on there. That would be nice. Drop out so we don't spend any more. And we're just going to generate some demonic fury so I can show you this in action. Now, the idea why this is complex is because it only stores the demonic fury you spent on your last Demon Bolt, okay? So what you're aiming to do here is actually build a nice chunk a nice big chunk of Demonic Fury, then pop into Demon Form and then use your Demon Bolt with your highest amount, okay? Highest amount of Demonic Fury possible. So what this means is if you're used to popping into Demon Bolt to say just refresh Corruption, and your instant reaction is to pop in there and use your Chaos, then that's actually a bad idea because you're going to use some of that Demonic Fury up. So here we go. 100 Demonic Fury. So if I pop into here and then I fire off my Demon Bolt, which I apparently have not learned. Come here. Demon Bolt. And then fire off my Demon Bolt. It looks very cool. Woo! Then we're going to go into our usual stuff of just using and abusing our Demonic Fury as normal. And watch, as we drop below 40, as you watch the numbers here, this will give me the maximum refunded Demonic Fury possible. So it's the second you drop out of Metamorphosis, as we can see, it disappears, and then I get 300 back. Okay, that's the 300 that I spent on that Demon Bolt. Now, if I was to use my Demon Bolt with low, so I can use it anytime. If I was to use it with 400 or 450 and then go about spamming it away, when you see when we'll get down to 40, I get far less back. Really do get far less back. So we'll drop down to 40 and only get 170 back there. So what this means is your timing now, your switch to Metamorphosis, if you're going to be using this, which I imagine most of us will, is you're timing it to make sure that you, one, want to really refresh your Corruption using your Touch of Chaos. Yeah? But you also want to change into Metamorphosis at around the point before you need to do it in your first hit, which a lot of people are timing is to get into Metamorphosis just at the first hit to refresh that. You can, of course, pop in, refresh it, and drop back out. That's no problem at all, but you will use a little bit of Demonic Fury on the way. This means a substantial increase in uptime of Metamorphosis if you do it correctly, because every time you drop back out, you should be getting around 300 Demonic Fury back, okay? Which means you're getting back into the high amounts much quicker, and therefore it sort of creates a cyclical process that you're going on with there. So I'm going to show you this in action. Hope you enjoy that. That's basically it. We're going to look a little bit more at Demon Bolt, see if there's like a cut-off point, or is there a real point where it's actually worth changing it, or maybe you want to get about 600 Demonic Fury, not 1,000 or something along those lines, where there's a nice equilibrium to be formed. What I can say, without dropping in and out, you can't keep Corruption up 100% of the time while trying to build up to maximum Demonic Fury. That's one thing to consider there. But it might actually be worth it in order to get back so much Demonic Fury that you actually just manually refresh Corruption instead of using your Touch of Chaos to do that. Something to be considering and something to be watching over the beta. Alright guys, there's your quick look at the Demonology Warlock. I hope you enjoyed. A lot of fun. A lot of fun.